Okay, so today we are going to do a tutorial on the bucket hat. There's been a couple people that have requested me to do one. This is not technically my pattern, but it kind of is. I've taken like a couple different patterns and kind of incorporated it into my own. It is a total of, I want to say 15 rows. No, 16. 16 rows. 13 for the base of the head. And then you have 3 with the brim. So, and this was actually one that I did a part of my Pride line. This is the bi-gender flag bucket hat. Y'all didn't really need to know that, but anyway, so let's get started. You will need my go-to crochet hook is a 5.5, but you can use at least a 6 or a 5. It's whatever your preference is. Need some scissors. Definitely need a darning needle this time. I'll show you how to use that. Okay, and I find that using cotton yarn is a lot better because it gives it more of like a stiffer structure. This yarn that I used for this hat was not Lily Sugar and Cream. It was one that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's very flimsy. Not too crazy about it, but anyway. So this time I have the Big Twist cotton. We're going to use this as like the stripe in the middle, like over here. And then the one that I have right here, oh, I've wound them together. Okay, so this one, Lily Sugar and Cream, love their yarn. I have it, I probably have every single color, or pretty close to it. This is the color Beach Glass, and this is the color Aquamarine Speckle. Okay, so what we're going to need to do first is make magic ring or magic circle, whatever is easy for you. If you do the magic ring, you know to chain 3, slip stitch into the first stitch. Okay, so magic circle, I want to try and do a little 2-in-1 tutorial. Okay, so magic circle, wrap it around 2 fingers, and you're going to do an X, and then I know I hold my yarn weird. It's what works for me. So hold it all together. What you're going to do is go underneath, grab that, and you're going to twist, and then grab your yarn. We're going to let go now, but I put my finger in between here and hold it. Okay, so now you're going to chain a total of 4, so that's 2, I can't grab it, 3 and 4. So this chain, adjust my camera a little bit. Okay, so this chain 4 is going to act as a double crochet and a chain 1. So we need to do this 9 more times. Okay, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. That's a total of 3 so far. 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, 6, chain 1, 7, chain 1, 8, chain 1, 9, chain 1, and 10. And we are going to do another chain 1. Okay, so now, sorry, my camera is not, okay, so I think I'm in the frame now. Sorry, I have a bad habit of bringing my yarn closer and closer to me. I'll get it right eventually. I think by the second video I'd learn. Not yet. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in just a little bit for you. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch now. And we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to slip stitch, pull through. Okay, then we are going to, this is the end of row 2. I mean row 1. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 is going to be our double crochet, first double crochet, and we are going to do another double crochet into that same space. So now we have 2 double crochets. You with me so far? Okay, so now we're going to do 2 double crochets into each space all the way around. And no chains in between. Just go directly into each space with 2 double crochets. And this is your first increase. And we're going to do a couple increases during this whole pattern. Okay, come to the last stitch. And it's okay if it kind of curls up on you, just kind of straighten it out, lay it flat. Okay, so to close up this space, we're going to go back into the top of that chain 3, slip stitch. Okay, and that completes row 2. Okay, for row 3, it's gonna be a little different. Okay, so you can change your color every single row. That's totally up to you. You can do it solid. You can it doesn't matter what you do. You can even have a color changing yarn, variegated, if you will, and use it that. Okay, so continuing on. Chain 3. In this row, we're going to do 3 double crochets into each space. Okay, so there's our first space. Our second space is after the 2, and so on. Okay, I'm going to do this a couple more times, and then I'll meet you back when you have got to the very end. One more time. 3 double crochets into each of the spaces. Okay. Alrighty. I am going to meet you back when you have completed the last 3 clusters, which will be right here, because remember we have one in that space right there. So I will meet you back right here. Okay, we are back. Now we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, like we have every single row so far. Easier said than done, I guess. Okay, we're going to slip stitch. Okay, so for row 4, we're going to chain 3 again. Then we are going to put 2 double crochets into each of the blank spaces. Okay, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets into the middle of each cluster of 3. Sorry. Yeah, I think I said that right. Okay. 2 double crochets into the blank space, and then 2 double crochets into the middle of the 3 clusters. Okay. Then 2 into the blank space. 2 into the top of that 3 cluster. 2 in the blank space. 2 into the top of the 3. In the middle of the 3, sorry. 2 in the blank. 2 in the middle of the 3. 2 in the blank. Oh, I messed up. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, just a little recap. So we are on row 4. Okay, we've done 2 double crochets into the blank spaces, 2 double crochets into the middle of the 3 from the previous row, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all the way around. So it's 2 in the blank spaces, 2 into the top of the middle of the 3 clusters from the previous row, and continue that all the way around. And I will meet you back when we get to that last cluster. Okay, I am back. So we got 2 in that blank space. We're going to do 2 into the top of the middle of the 3 to complete the row. Going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 like we have every single row. Okay, so now what we were going to do is we are going to chain 3 once again. Zoomed in a little too close. Okay, so we chain 3, and then what we're going to do, we're going to put 2 more double crochets into this blank space. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put 3 double crochets into each space, each blank space. I'm going to continue that all the way around. Three double crochets into each of the blank spaces. Oops. Okay, so, and we're going to continue that all the way around, and I'll meet you back right here. Alright, back again. We are at that very last space. 3 double crochets. Then we're going to go into that, the top of that chain 3. And slip stitch. Okay, so there is basically the top of our bucket hat so far. Alrighty, so now for rows 6 through 15, and this is the part where you try it on as you go. I only do 13 rows. I have a small head, so 13 works good for me. If you have a larger head, then it's 15. If you need to make it bigger, then you make it bigger. Okay, so moving on. This will be the repeat of the next few rows. So you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to do 2 more double crochets into that space for a total of 3. You're going to put 3 double crochets into each space all the way around. Every space gets 3 double crochets. Like I said, at this point you're going to try it on as you go, and I will show you where to insert or change color and do your stripe if you want to stripe. Like I said, you can do it solid, you can do it, change color every single row. It doesn't really matter. This is your hat. You make it the way you want it to be. You can even use scrap yarn and do it that way. Alrighty. So, I'm going to do a couple more to show you what we're going to do. So this row, the next 9 rows basically, almost 8, 9, whatever size that you have to go with. Okay, I only do 13 rows altogether, but for larger sizes you have to do 15 or maybe a few more. Okay, so again, we are just doing 3 double crochets into each space, and the same thing with the next round, 3 double crochets in each space, so on and so on. Like I said, it's going to be, this is your 6th row, and 6 through 15 will be the actual bowl of the bucket hat. Go ahead and try on as you go. See how many more rows that you need to do. When you get to middle-ish, stop there, and I'll show you how to do your stripe. And I will meet you there. Alrighty, we are back. I did 9 rows. So 10 and 11 are going to be the stripe. That's just what fits me. Okay, so there's 2 options. One, you can cut the yarn, and right after you do the slip stitch, and then attach the color. However, I'm going to be going back to this color, so I'm going to just carry the yarn as I go. Like I said, whatever's easiest for you. Slip stitch, cut it off, then attach the new yarn. Okay, so we're going to go into the top of that chain 3, and then we're going to grab our new yarn. Okay, make sure you grab the tail or the working yarn of the previous color and kind of tighten it a little bit. But you're going to slip stitch, pull both the current working and the previous working yarn. Okay. So now that we have it closed up, we're going to go ahead and chain 3. You can carry the tail of the current working yarn as well. And we are going to do 2 more double crochet into that space of the new yarn. Okay, so this one, you're just going to keep it lined with the edge of the hat, and you're going to carry it the entire way. So see, you're going to crochet over it as you go. Okay, so with this new yarn, we will be doing a total of 2 rows. I feel like this light is kind of overexposing it. Just a hair. Okay, there we go. And you're going to continue with the rows 6 through 15. Like I said, 13 works for me. So we're going to do row 10 and 11. In the new color. Okay. And we're going to continue to carry the previous yarn oops, and like I said, you don't have to carry the yarn. It's your own personal choice. You can, like I said, slip stitch, then cut it off and attach the new color. Alright, so like I said, continue to do this new yarn for a total of 2 rows, and I will meet you back when we have completed both of those rows. Okay, we are back again. So we are at the end of the 2 rows. We carried our yarn, so now we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. We're going to grab the previous yarn and slip stitch through that current, or well, previous now. Okay. And then we're going to snip that off. I gotta find some sharper scissors. Okay, so now we're going to continue with our new color, well, previous color from the first half of the bucket hat. Okay, and we are going to continue to do 3 double crochets. And if you're doing the same size as me, you're going to do it for a total of 2 rows. And like I said, it's just a repeat of the other rows that you did. Three double crochets all the way around into each of the spaces. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and I'll meet you back around when you have gotten your size. Now if you're doing a bigger size, your stripe will be at a different spot, but just make sure it's in the middle of the hat. Okay, so I'm going to continue, do 3 double crochets in each space, and then I will meet you back when you have completed the other 2 rows, and then we will work on the brim, which will be some increases, and then we'll be finished with the project. Alrighty, so we have done our 2 rows and we've slip stitched. Okay, so now we're going to be working on the brim. This is where we do another increase. You should have a bucket by now. Okay, so we're going to chain 3, and then what we're going to do is put 3 more double crochets into this space. So we'll have a total of 4 double crochets. So that chain is 1, then we did 3 more. Okay, so in the next space we're going to do 3 double crochets. Next space, 4, 2, 3, and 4. And the next, we're going to do 3. And the next, we'll do 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And a good way to help you out with counting so you don't mess up is you can count to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're just going to continue this all the way around, and I'll meet you back. Again, it's going to be 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. Alrighty, I will see you when you get done. Okay, I finished that row of the increase. Now, what we're going to do is we've already slip stitched, or I have already slip stitched. We're going to chain 3, and then what we're going to do now is put 3 double crochets into each blank space right here. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to put 3 into the middle of each 4 cluster. So 1, 2, 3. Blank space 3. Okay. We have a cluster of 3. We're not going to do anything to that. We'll put 3 into the next space. Okay, we have a cluster of 4. We'll do 3 double crochets into the middle of that cluster. Blank space 3. Skip over the cluster of 3. We have another cluster of 4. Put 3 double crochets into the middle of that. Okay, blank space 3. Blank space 3, skip over that third cluster, that cluster of 3. Sorry, out of frame again. Okay, cluster of 4, put 3. Blank space 3. Skip over that cluster of 3, blank space 3. Coming up to a cluster of 4, 3 in the middle. Blank space 3. Blank space 3, skip over that third cluster of 3. Okay, found a cluster of 4, put 3. Okay, blank space 3. Blank space 3. Okay. And I will meet you when we get done with that. Alrighty, we have completed all of our rows, or all of our increases. Okay, so the next 2 rows for me, might be a couple more for you depending on how big you want the brim, but this is what we have so far. This is what yours should look like. Okay, so we have 2 more rows. Again, that's my preference. You can always do a few more rows depending on how big you want the brim. Okay, we're going to chain 3 once again, and we are going to put a total of 2 more double crochets into this space. Okay, so you should have a total of 3. Okay, the last 2 rows are going to be 3 double crochets into each space. Okay. Alright, so I'll be just continuing on 3 double crochets into each blank space all the way around for 2 rows, and I will meet you back. Alright, we have finished all the rows. Now it's time to cut off there we go. Okay. Alrighty, so now we can use our darning needle. And just weave it in between your stitches. And just cut off the excess going into the side. We're not going to leave that in, we're just going to cut it off. Alright, and there you have your bucket hat. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Just in a day I have gotten almost 5,000 views just in one day, and that's just great. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for following, and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Happy crocheting.